Have you ever fallen in love with ceramic beads, but you don't like the weight or the fear of breaking them? In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create 4 ceramic beads that look just as beautiful, but are lightweight, durable, and so much more wearable. Hi, I'm Mihaela from Learn Polymer Clay, and let's dive in. I'm working with scrap clay. In fact, I'm using scrap clay from previous image transfers, and I'm going to use this scrap clay to make a base bead that we are going to later cover with textured polymer clay and laser image transfer pieces. I'm putting together some scrap clay from previous image transfers, and I'm going to roll this into a ball, and you'll notice that I'm making a quite large ball of polymer clay. And then you'll have to roll this bead, this round bead, in the middle of the palm, in between your two palms. And I'm checking for time to time to make sure that I'm creating a round shape. And then when you are happy with the shape of the bead, you can use a toothpick and poke a hole. You'll have to eyeball and find the center of the bead. And then I'm using a toothpick and I'm poking a hole from side to side. And then I'm poking from the other side as well. And I've pressed gently on the sides to flatten a little bit the sides of the bead. And then I rolled the bead against my palm to enlarge the hole and thus make sure that I will be able to take the bead off the toothpick after baking it, because I intend to bake the bead on top of a metal cutter and on the toothpick. And you'll just have to bake the bead for 20 minutes in the preheated oven. Next, I'm going to prepare the image transfer. So this is the beautiful image that I intend to transfer to polymer clay. And this is a laser or toner printed image. And I've also prepared a sheet of white polymer clay passed on the setting number 6 of my Atlas pasta machine, meaning I'm working with a rather thin sheet of polymer clay. And then I applied a generous amount of rubbing alcohol, and this is very important for this image transfer technique, laser image transfer technique. And then you'll notice that the paper is soaked wet, which is very important. And then I use the fingers of my left hand to keep the paper in place while I tapped a little bit on the paper. And then you'll just have to use your roller and roll on top of the image and do this for 60 seconds. And then I'm just going to lift the paper. And you notice that when I cut this image, I've left a generous margin, white margin, and this would allow me to take off the image. And I'm noticing a spot where the image did not transfer, but all in all, I'm quite happy with the image transfer. And then you'll just have to use the blade and remove the excess clay on the sides. But you'll notice that I'm keeping the white clay on the top and of the bottom, because when cutting the strip of clay, I want to have a longer strip to be able to wrap it around the bead. So this is the image transfer, and I'm going to put this to the side for the moment. Next, I'm going to use a second sheet of white polymer clay passed again through the setting number 6 of my Atlas pasta machine. And I'm going to use a beautiful stamp with a pattern that would fit this faux ceramic theme. And I've used an acrylic block, and I've pressed the stamp twice into the clay. And then I'm going to use a round cutter, and I'm using a cutter which is slightly larger than the bead, than the diameter of the bead. And I'm cutting two round elements. And of course, you'll have to smooth off the margins of the cutout elements. And again, I'm going to use a toothpick and poke a hole in the center of these round cutout elements. And the embossed pattern might be distracting, so maybe it's going to be easier to find the center, poking the hole from the back of the piece. Then I've prepared some liquid polymer clay and a brush, and I'm going to put the bead on top of the toothpick again, and I'm going to apply liquid clay all over the bead. And you'll have to use liquid clay when you are putting together baked polymer clay and raw polymer clay. And I think it's easier to do so when while keeping the bead on top of the toothpick. And then I'm going to place the two cutout elements on the sides of the bead. And it is recommended to use gloves for this part of the project because we are pressing a little bit on the clay, so it is better to use gloves. I'm very careful to touch these elements with a very gentle touch and avoid leaving fingerprints, of course. Now it's time to bring back the image transfer, and I'm going to cut a strip that I'm going to place on top of these textured elements. But of course, you could cut out a thinner strip and put it in between the elements, and you'll have to do your best to join these three elements together. I decided to put this slightly on top, but of course I'm pressing very lightly on the clay, and I'm pressing the clay onto the margins of the textured cutout elements. And because the strip of clay that I'm using was shorter than the diameter of the round ball, I had to cut a second piece and put it slightly on top of the previous one. And then I just used the blade to trim off the excess. And I'm quite happy with the look of the bead. And you'll have to very gently tap on the sides of this strip of this color strip of clay, so you don't have gaps in between this strip of clay and the base. And then you'll have to bake the bead again, this time for 45 minutes. And I've baked it in the preheated oven, and I tinted it with aluminum disposable foil to protect it from direct heat. And again, I use the metal cutter to bake it. And then you'll have to decide how you are going to protect the image transfer. And for this project, I decided to use Renaissance wax, which is a museum grade protecting medium. And I didn't want a shiny look for these image transfer strips. I just wanted a beautiful, colorful effect and not shiny if possible. And of course, I've made several beads, and you can play a little bit with this idea. And instead of the textured white elements on the sides, you could use image transfer cutout pieces if you like. And you can cut wider strips, thinner strips. You can play with this idea to make lots of beautiful faux ceramic beads. And then you will just have to put them again on a base and let the Renaissance wax dry for 2-3 minutes. And in case you have areas where you pressed on the transfer while the clay was raw, and you kind of damage the image transfer, you can always use the craft knife and gently scrape off those areas. And this is a bit where I tried to join the two ends together, but I wasn't very happy with the look of the bead with this joining line. So I decided for the final bead to overlap the strips of colored clay. And these are some previous trial pieces while experimenting with this faux ceramic idea. And one thing to keep in mind when handling the bead, if you press on the clay with the image transfer while the clay is raw, the image transfer will further transfer to your hands, and if you touch the white areas, you will color them. But anyway, you can use sanding paper and sand them after baking the piece if this happens. But anyway, keep in mind to avoid this if possible. And these are the finished pieces, and I like them very much, and I hope you like them too. And that's how you get the beauty of ceramic without the weight or the worry to breaking them. Thank you for watching the tutorial, and if you like this idea, here's what to watch next.